This is the training video for starter and alternator appearance standards for PPR. Appearance is one of the things that we sell to our clients. Starters and alternators are not only judged by their performance, but by their appearance as well. Here at PPR, we have standards for the appearance of each of our products and their components. We look for a good appearance and seek to avoid a bad appearance. Good appearance has a range from perfect appearance to acceptable appearance. Perfect appearance is just that, perfect. Acceptable appearance is not perfect, but is close enough to be accepted. A bad appearance is unacceptable and will not be accepted in any way, shape, or form. Bad appearance must be redone to good appearance standards. Between good and bad appearance, there is an area of questionable appearance. If you have concerns about the acceptability of the appearance, then ask. Your lead or supervisor will verify if the appearance is good or bad. Now, let's look how these ratings apply to our production. For the starters that we produce, we must be aware of the appearance of the frame, the paint job, the plating, and the general overall appearance of the starter. For the frame, a perfect appearance is one of bright, shiny aluminum. Acceptable appearance is viewed as a frame with a low concentration of defects and a slightly dull finish. Shallow pits in the frame make the frame questionable. If there are deep gouges clustered together on the frame is unacceptable and must not be used. For paint, a smooth, glossy overall finish is desired. A slight dulling of the finish, but with a good overall appearance, will be acceptable. Runs or sags in the paint make the product unacceptable. It is also unacceptable for the paint to be dull or to have an orange peel-like roughness. Plating is desired to be of a bright, shiny, yellow-gold tint with rich, deep color. Acceptable plating is a slightly duller finish that has good coverage and no bare spots, still having a yellow-gold color. Plating that has full coverage but with a pale color and slightly dull finish is questionable. Unacceptable plating is incomplete, not covering the whole unit and having a dull appearance where it is plated. It is also unacceptable for plating to cover extremely rusted or scratched surfaces. Here you see a piece before plating. After plating, the piece looks like this. This is unacceptable. For general overall appearance, a clean, shiny frame, bright, shiny plating, and semi-gloss paint is desired. Acceptable standards for overall appearance is having acceptable quality plating and paint, along with a satisfactory appearance. Any questionable plating or paint makes the entire unit's appearance questionable. Unacceptable appearance includes milled frames, scratched dull paint, and very dull plating. The enamel of the stator must cover the wire completely. Gaps in the enamel make the stator's appearance bad and unacceptable. On the inside of some stators, such as Hitachi stators, the plastic between the metal must not have any bubbles or cracks. These bubbles or cracks are caused by too much heat being applied to the stator. The bubbles and cracks make the stator unacceptable. The varnish of the stator must have an even finish with no heavy accumulations. Any gaps or areas of the stator with missing varnish are unacceptable and must be fixed. The stator's paint should uniformly cover the surface without heavy accumulations or sags. The paint should also cover the base metal. It is unacceptable for the stator's paint to accumulate along the edges of the surface. Also, the individual windings should be visible below the paint surface. Any excessive accumulations must be removed before installation. For the rotor of the alternator, the paint should be uniform across the surface with no drips, sags, or heavy accumulation. The paint should also cover the base metal. Excessive rotor paint is unacceptable. It should not accumulate along the edges of the rotor claw surface. Any excessive paint must be removed before installation. Heavy sags and runs must also be removed before installation. Also, it is unacceptable for any paint or varnish to be on the bearing seating area. Plating of the alternator must meet strict standards as well. There should be no loose or flaking plating. Plating should cover the entire surface. When the alternator frame is finished, the product should have a clean, finished look with good fit and finish. The pulley should be free of any dents or dings that may affect belt operation or life. The rear of the frame should have all exposed hardware fully seated and free of significant head damage. The plugs on the side of the frame should be in clean, serviceable condition. The product should also be clean of any dirt or fingerprints. The housing of the alternator should have a clean, uniform appearance. A shiny, bright appearance is desired. Blotchiness on the frame is questionable. Missing fins on the housing are acceptable but undesired. There can be only 2 missing adjacent fins. 2 is the maximum allowed. Any edges must be ground down and then given a blasted finish. For the screws that we use in our production, we must be aware of their overall appearance as well. Here we see quite a few screws. 2 are fine. The others are cammed out with head damage. Any cammed out or rusted screws are unacceptable and must be replaced by identical, acceptable screws. These appearance standards are one way that PPR provides a quality product to our clients. Feel free to ask your leads, supervisors, or any management personnel if you have any additional questions on the production floor.